good afternoon. I am so excited to introduce Karsyn, and I would love for you to talk about your recruiting journey and tell us where you actually committed to.
Okay, my name's Karsyn Hudacky. I am a pitcher utility. I'm a class of 2026, and I have committed to the University of North Florida.
Ooh, I love that logo. I love how you pull it up. That's awesome. Now tell me why that university and how did you get there?
Well, so for like 3 years, Coach Mario has been on me in Twitter, just asking me to come to camps and asking me to get down to see the school and everything like that. So it's been a long time, and he's always been pursuing me, and he's been in a lot of games. And even if I didn't notice he was there, he probably was there. And the coaches are just phenomenal people. They definitely just strive to make it the best they can in that university. And it's also 10 minutes from the beach. You're on a nature preserve. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's awesome there. And it just has all the things that I need to suit my necessities.
That's amazing. So were there other schools in the process? You don't have to name them, but talk to me about the process. How was it? What did you like and what you wish could have gone differently?
There was a good handful of schools that I had, which made it so hard because they all gave me such an opportunity and everything like that. And I definitely loved being around every school that I did visit. And especially I just want to give a shout out to Charleston Southern and Christy. She's amazing. She's an awesome person. And she made it that was my hardest part. I definitely was always scared of the recruitment process because I heard from many people that, oh my gosh, it's the hardest thing ever. And it's so your anxiety. Mine was completely fine. I never stressed over it too much, that's definitely my own doing. But the hardest part for me was just picking the right school for me and having to say no to these lovely people all the time.
Yes, that's always the hard part because they invest in you for so long. So was there one compelling thing that took you over the top for picking North Florida?
The way that they cared about the people that were in the program definitely took it over the top. And I could see myself living there and also having a life outside of softball there. They have lots of opportunities for me. I'm going into law, so they honestly partner with some of the Jaguars. They're right by the Jaguar Stadium for football. So they have a lot of internships, and they're right by Jacksonville. So that's a good opportunity for me to get internships throughout it all.
Excellent. I love that. And then was there a big challenge? What besides, having to tell coaches no in the end that you also built a relationship with, was there other challenges along the way in the process that maybe CSA helped you out with?
I felt so prepared because of CSA, because we've been doing this since I joined CSA. We've been going through what to expect, what not to expect, how you should talk to people. And honestly, that made it easy in the end. I put in so much work and got on so many calls that we had and listened to so many podcasts about what coaches want, even yoga. It helps so much. And you're like, oh, well, I don't really want to do it. But when you did do it, when you did jump on the call, you heard things that that's good to know. And in the end, it made it so much easier. I remember talking to one of my friends that got recruited this summer too and committed to her dream school in the fall. She was like, I don't know how to manage these coaches and I don't know what to say back to them and I don't know where to reply. And I was like, just talk to them. I was like, they're humans. And I gave her some advice on it and I was like, wow, so fortunate to have CSA because she had no clue. And I was like, what do you mean you have no clue? And not a lot of people know that. And it was just awesome to see that in front of me and be like, oh, wow, I guess I am really prepared for this.
Well, we were really happy to prepare you for it, that's for sure. And then we learned because each student athlete's an individual, and just going through it on, anecdotal free information all over the internet makes it really difficult because when it comes down to it, you are a unique you, and going to where you're going to go is your own talent and your own academics, and then matching you with the right college coaches. So can you give a shout out to your travel team and your pitching coach, because obviously and your hitting coach, they've done a lot to get you where you're at?
I was recently on the LG Elite for this past summer, and it was awesome. We had an amazing run all year, and that's definitely where I got recruited from, and I really want to thank them for getting me out there and really showing everything that I could do, even if it wasn't my best day, they still got me out there and really showed me in front of the coaches that wanted to see me so bad. And they definitely did a lot to help me with all of that. And other people I definitely want to shout out with is I have many coaches in my life that have all helped me from when I was like 10 till now. And one of the biggest people I think that really helped me was Katara Bergman. She is awesome. And I feel like behind because I just started hitting like new PRs with her for pitching. Like I went from sitting like 63, maybe touching 65, to now sitting 65, touching 67. And I was like, I wish I got to see her sooner. But the way that she just like does it and doesn't make it complicated and doesn't change anything for you. I also have been pitching with Rick Pauly for so long. He has known so much stuff and he is such an idealist and he's definitely an amazing person to be around. I also hit with Sean Rychek for the longest time, and I'm sad that he's not coaching anymore, but he's definitely an inspiration. He kept it real with you all the time. And I couldn't have also done it without my mom. My mom coached me from when I was like 4 to like 12U.
Go mom coaches. Yeah. That's awesome.
He definitely helped me with everything and also raised me. So that also is like a little jab.
That's fantastic. Wonderful. Do you want to talk about like how you would, give advice to the younger you? If there's a 7th or 8th grader out there and they know they want to play in college, what advice would you give them?
I would just tell them there's a place for everyone and go where people love you. That's the best place to go. And also don't listen to people. Like, I feel like I'm the first person to say like, it wasn't that hard. It's not. It's another life chapter. And people make it sound like it's the worst thing ever. And like, that's what I expected. And I was like, it's not. So don't stress yourself out over it because it doesn't help you at all. It just makes it worse.
Yeah, you were open and honest and willing and eager. And I know Jimmy Perry with CSA was just such a joy for you to work with. And he loved going to your games and just being there. And he really knew you. And I think that really helps too when your advocate knows the person and can speak on your behalf, because some of it is a personal fit too. And sometimes we don't even talk to the same coach that gets you recruited because your travel ball team does a lot of that. But just understanding and guiding you through that decision grid in the end, right? There's a lot of things to consider.
Yes, exactly. And Jimmy also got me on LOG. He got me to go hit with Sean Reich. Like, I could not have done anything without him. He's been with me since 14, It's been a long
time. I know, that's crazy.
Like, if you find like your advocate really cares about you, which that's what I've seen in CSA, that everyone cares about. Oh, they're at, like, no matter how many people you do have, like, that you care about this one person, that's their job. But like at the same time, it's not like, it doesn't feel like it's his job. He definitely loves to do it. And I could not have done it without him because he pointed me in all these directions.
Yeah. Now that you've committed, this is always the challenge, right? How have you lifted up your working out? How have you lifted up your game? Are you still doing the SMART goals and setting yourself some goals for the next level?
Yeah. So every year I do this thing, which this is just on me. Like, I know like setting goals is like a whole thing. So a lot of people should do that, but I set long-term goals. So every year on New Year's, I open my sheet from last year. So like I just did mine's right up here too. But it's like I do like open 120, like I already did open 125 was over. So I did open from 2024 is over, and I've been doing it for a couple of years and set like 10 goals. Like I do 10. I actually did way more than I did last year. Like I think I had 8 and then I did 13 this year. But of just like completely growing, but I don't touch it. And that's what I had it in the back of my head and I know what I wanted. So I'm self-consciously going to do it already. And I don't need to throw it in my face all the time. And my thing is, the more you get in the gym, the more it just helps. And I definitely have upped that game a lot. And you not only see your legs grow two times the size, you also like, I always joke around like this fall saying like, oh, I learned how to hit this fall because it just came so easily. And it's like, oh, 5 home runs in 4 tournaments. Wow, that's easy now. But it's like, I couldn't have done it unless I got in the gym and actually worked on it a lot. And also you can see like my velo jumping that much too from just the body positive stuff. That's not even from the gym. That's just connecting my body.
Well, and I love that your club actually put you through a lot of ancillary trainings. Those were really neat to see up on social media. I think you had some mindset training and some different things. And I think that's really important for clubs to provide to their student athletes. And then what I also liked is you continued some training even after you committed when we rolled out the branding you model, which is giving you a foundation for, building your social media so that you can have name, image, and likeness in the future. Did you find any of those programs valuable?
Yes, definitely, because that's the next step. Like, I mean, after college too, and in the middle of college, it's like, how can I create revenue for my name, and how can I actually get started with like jobs and everything like that? Because like for a lot of people, softball for us ends, sadly. It does. It might not for the people that's coming up now, but I know for me in like the next couple of years, I know it will end for me, because there's not a lot left for softball, which hopefully we'll see growing, probably more by the time that I'm a lot older. But I can't wait to see that it will grow a lot, because the likeness is getting so much more. But I've definitely been actually lately, I've been reaching out to some people to see if they could represent them, and even have some people reach out to me and be like, hey, I will say represent the code in their softball program that they have. It's just your area code, and you just get your own thing. And if people use your code, then you get profit off of it. Just little stuff like that could even do it. And I'm also a part of I've been a part of a swim company thing where it's a swimsuit company called Honey Swim, which I have my own code and I can promote it for people to get discounts, and I get some money back off of it. And that's just the little things. But I'm sure when I go to college, I can have lots more opportunities on that. And that's just from learning how to do that and how to actually talk to people and have great communication skills about it, and not being scared to just be shut down about it. And that's what we've been taught a lot in CSA. Just put yourself out there.
Absolutely. What I saw was that connectivity between your interest in law and starting to go after this name, image, and likeness, because that's all about a legal term to protect your name, image, and likeness. So I think that's really exciting. And I think that's where your future is too. We've talked a lot about that. So I think you've been an amazing, inspirational young student athlete, and I hope you continue to stay, visible and out there helping others, and just, passing on the goodwill that you have and that you've developed. So I wanted to thank you for coming. Was there anything else that you wanted to bring on to the podcast?
Nothing else. I would just tell everyone to just have an open mindedness about everything. Just let it go past you if it goes past you, and let it stay if it wants to stay. That's all I